collaborating with people, gives a big sense of meaning in life.
Hello everyone, welcome back to MANO. MANO is a space dedicated to all people with a late cancer experience. In here, we learn about our journeys and we show the person, not the illness. Today we are with Laureline Gatellier. She is going to tell us a little bit about her. Hi Laureline.
Hello Carmen, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm very happy that we are here having this conversation because, as I mentioned before, you are the person with the lead experience number 99 of the channel. So it's very exciting.
For me too.
Yeah, so like the first question is quite easy. It is, who are you? What are you passionate about right now? And what is your favorite food?
So I'm Laureline Gatellier, living in Japan for half of my life. I'm Belgian, half Vietnamese, but I love Japan. And then I'm passionate about patient advocacy, supporting those in needs. One thing I love and I miss from Belgium so much is cheese.
I can imagine. So every time that you go to Belgium, you bring a lot of cheese just to have it at home.
Oh yeah, yeah. I eat so much when I'm in Belgium, and then I bring back a lot to Japan.
How was to have cancer in Japan?
Having cancer in Japan, I don't know how to say. Like when I guess the same for many people, and in many countries. Having cancer, you've got to do something about it. I was diagnosed quite late in the cancer appeared in my brain, so it was 8 centimeters long, and then I had to do very quick surgery. Definitely for immigrants in Japan, I think it's kind of, it would be very tough if you don't speak the language. They are very professional, so you get very, very good care. But of course, I think in many languages, if you don't speak the language of the country, it's not so easy, right? I was looking for international information about brain tumors. Before you have the disease, you don't know what it is, right? Especially brain tumors are rare cancers. So when you discover you have something like this, and then at that time, my daughter was 2 years old. And then I'm like, I need to know whether I can be there when she's 18. Maybe I will not, I thought. So 10 months later, I went to the US, to the Society of Neuro-Oncology. I went to meet doctors. Then I went to meet, went to meet people from the International Brain Tumor Alliance. So, it's get open doors. In Japan, you have the physician who is here, and then the patient is here. Well, when you go to Society of Neuro-Oncology, or when you go to, especially there, then you can speak to them like this. You see, you can talk like more openly. You're just like, like this, I would say. But in Japan, it's like this. Mm-hmm. Now I'm the Japan Brain Tumor Alliance representative, collaborating with the International Brain Tumor Alliance. And then I went to ESMO. I attended hepatitis things. And then because you want to know more and more. And then so many people are, like in Europe, like going to ESMO, you make a lot of friends, right? Going to American Association for Cancer Research, or going to ESMO Asia, in Japan, so many organizations that have dedicated patient survivors who go, and then I also go there. And then that's how you make friends from around the world. That's a new life that started.
I'm wondering, in Japan, there is some kind of a stigma about having cancer, or people talk about cancer normally, or how do you see it?
The difference in Japan with some other countries. So yeah, people keep it more for themselves rather than sharing that they have the disease. Yeah, that's quite a specificity in Japan.
It's very interesting. And how is to do advocacy in Japan then? Like, was very difficult at the beginning because of that, or?
In general, with the general population, you don't say it. But those who are ready to share their own experience, they also do it for, there are other people who represent patient organizations, of course. When you represent one type of cancer, you're more likely to speak, while it's, to have, when you have people, members, or who have the cancer themselves and don't want to enter groups, that's also quite, is not rare.
Also, you also mentioned that thanks to the cancer, you met a lot of people, right? And you have been the experience of traveling around the world because of that. Do you have any other side effects that actually you liked about having cancer, or about the treatments, or something that actually you liked of this experience?
That's a very interesting question. That's a very, very interesting question. In the clinic, when they removed the tumor, it was an awake surgery. So I was awake at that time. So they open, and then yeah, something. You make me laugh. So I was awake. My head was like, they blocked my head. I could not move my head at all. And then they open here. And then, in fact, they asked me before the surgery, do you, I have to be awake for 6 hours while they're doing this stuff. And they're talking to me because they remove as much as possible. If I don't react, they realize it's getting close to the tumor. And they also ask me questions. They had to ask me questions in Japanese, in English, and in French, because the location of where you think, where you speak, for example, they asked me, for example, this is, what is that? I had to answer. They asked me, say it in French. This is a cat. And then the other one they asked me. And then I said, oh, this is a spoon. And then they talked to me. And then they asked me to take a CD-ROM, to put music under me, because because it's kind of takes a lot of time, like 6 hours. You could just like this, and it's kind of a bit painful in the neck. And then I was like, telling them, put more music. It was really fun, and one of the very interesting experience in my life. And then afterwards, I talked with other survivors, and then they also say, yeah, they did it like this. Why did they remove another way? And you can laugh so much with peers, with people who lived.
There was this possibility that you could forget English because of the surgery, or another language that you learned later in life.
Due to the surgery. Mm-hmm. It could be.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that is fascinating. Like I have never thought about it, but makes sense.
Yeah. It very much depends on where the tumor is. For some people, it's more difficulties to speak, to walk, and then to. Oh yeah, someone was a very famous person, was loved to play violin, so she had to to practice while the surgery was happening. Mm.
Also, I wanted to ask you, like, what is the dumbest thing or weirdest thing someone have ever told you about having cancer?
Recently, I had this. I was in a hospital for 6 days. I had to sit in on a bed, because they were taking my electroencephalogram for 6 days nonstop. I could not see anyone, but the only thing, they were doing a clinical trial at the same time, checking how much people who are having epilepsy, is it related to the urination. And then the only person who came to visit me was that doctor. And then I'm like, everyone has different passions in life. One is, the brain tumor, the neurosurgeon. He was out for a conference, so I did not meet him for the 6 days. But I met this doctor who has other interests. I was very surprised to see. So he doesn't make. So he made very weird comments to me, like. But maybe I don't like to share these kinds of comments.
Tell me something, like maybe a personality trait or something like that you were like this before having cancer, and that you are still like this after having cancer.
It's all about collaboration, to enjoy life as long as we can.
That is so true. Yeah, I completely agree with you. To enjoy life as long as we are alive.
Yes,
Right?
yes, yes. Every minute. Yeah.
Every minute. Yeah. Well, Laureline, I don't have any more questions for you. So thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you for giving me this time and this, I also had a lot of fun with you.
Thank you for watching the video. If you like it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share with others. And if you want to learn about other people with a lead cancer experience from around the world, you have 98 more videos to see on the channel. Thank you. Bye.